You go ahead and start making decisions based on what you know, based on the information from our history. AI is going to read that and they're going to say, well, dang, for hundreds of years, African Americans were slaves. Okay, well, yep, that's a good thing. Let's make them slaves again. It's like AI is only as good as the information that it has, or it's gonna.
What is your view on AI, and how do you define AI?
Good question. So yeah, artificial intelligence. So I would say my view kind of aligns with, and it's not just my view. A lot of people think this right now, but they say that artificial intelligence, AI, we're not really there yet. Like, it doesn't exist at the moment, because what artificial intelligence is that it has to be intelligent, right? It has to think on its own. It doesn't need the touching or the developing or the crafting of a coder or a developer to work. It just does it, right? Mm-hmm. Intelligence is like our brain. When we walk or we take a shower, like, we just do it. We're going there and then it just happens. That's what intelligence is. So I don't think we're there yet. And I think we'll get there. And the reason why we're seeing this burst of AI and everyone's talking about it now and it's in the news is because for the first time in history, we have all of this information from the internet, right, that can feed AI so that these machines can basically learn and train and grow on their own. Gotcha. So I think we're at the early stages, but I also believe that, in 5 years, AI is going to truly be artificial intelligence. You're just going to turn on your phone and then bloop, this world that just works for you. And it's going to be based on all of your social media feeds and all of this information, maybe your energy bill or whatever. Like, this world is going to be specifically designed and it's going to just work for you, but it's going to be based on this information that you've already put into the atmosphere, that's already out there. So yeah, I would define artificial intelligence, again, it's just intelligence that is a machine or a computer or something like that that's actually doing it. Yeah, good question.
We have AI. AI is, upon us. It's the era of AI is getting ready to come. Is there any other type of tech? So there's AI. Is there something else other than AI?
Yeah, so as far as kind of like the new things that people really don't understand yet, but it's definitely gonna be a place for it in the future. I'm big on blockchain. I know me and you've talked about blockchain in the past. I just think it's going to be a resource, a tool. It's going to be like oil, in the 90s. Like, we depended on that. We built this infrastructure all on this resource. To me, I think that's what blockchain is going to do. You see it with cryptocurrency. You see banks starting to look into blockchain and adopt it. I think PayPal recently said they were going to adopt. So it's dope, but it's starting to happen. And it's such a concept that a lot of people have a hard time understanding what exactly it is. They just don't want to touch it. And I think it's going to be one of those things that there may be a new app or a new service that you pay for in the future, and you're just going to pay for it, Netflix or whatever. Like, you're just going to pay for it and not think twice about it. But the underlying fabric, the engine that's going to be running it, what it's going to be based on, will be something like the blockchain. So yeah, I think that's really cool. I've heard stuff about, I've looked into what is it, like VR and kind of like this virtual reality type stuff. A lot of people are paying a lot of attention into that for gaming, but even like education and things like that, because with COVID, everyone's remote, everybody's from home. You still want to experience what it's like to be in the classroom or be with your friends or whatever that is. Like, these experiences are digital. Everyone has a laptop or cell phone or internet connection these days, so might as well build something that they can use.
Yeah. can AI and the blockchain exist together, or does it have to be separate?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They're just tools. They're tools that will perform a specific job. So an example of that, AI may help. Let's look at the insurance agency, and I'm sure there's a company out there that does this. But let's look at insurance, right?
Mhm.
You get into a car wreck and you need to hit up Geico or your insurance company for help. You need to file a claim, right? So you may call, and that voice on the other end, it won't be a person, it'll be a computerized voice. And you say, I just had a car wreck, I need to file a claim. Okay, what is your name? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, what state do you live in? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm pulling up your file right now. All right, we're going to get you in touch with an agent right now. And it passes you over to this person who's an agent. So that process to take your information, give it to the company, pretty much tee up the process of filing a claim, artificial intelligence does that. The computer will know, hey, this is what this person needs, this is where they are, this is who they are, we need to help them out urgently right now. And who knows, maybe years from now, you may not ever talk to a human to file a claim. It may just all be through AI, right? It may be through a computer, and you just do it and it works not only just as good, but even better than talking to somebody who just got back on a lunch break and they had a bad day, right? So that's that side of it, but still staying in the insurance space and using this example, the person who is the representative from your insurance company, they take your information and they need to pretty much record that you actually filed this claim at this point in time. And there's no like, oh, I'm going to wait until Tuesday to file Spikes' claim, or yeah, it's a holiday, so I can't help you. We'll help you out on Monday, because this needs to be tracked. It needs to be managed, and you need help right now. You need to file your claim today. Well, this person may actually process your claim, and that claim gets written to the blockchain, which is it's like a ledger. That's what people always say, but it's just a way of recording an event that happened in time, and it can't be tampered with. Nobody can ever say, no, this didn't happen, or nobody can ever say, no, I didn't call and file that claim, it was somebody else. Like, no, like once this happens, it's there, it's foolproof. That's what the blockchain does. So that the insurance company may do that, and they may actually record that, and then over time, if you are a habitual claim filer, they may look back on their records and say, look, man, this was you. We know it was you. It wasn't your son. It wasn't your cousin. This was you. We have it recorded right here. You can't change that. So it'll be used, and I think it'll be used in multiple ways. And I think AI, blockchain, all of that, it's just tech. It's just tech. It all just work together.
Gotcha. So now AI is seem to be super helpful for us, in the future, and how we operate and do things. Do you see AI being, bad for us, bad for the human race?
Yes, the end is near. Like I think there do need to be some measures in place, just to make sure that whatever is developed with AI, it's used for good and not for bad. AI is only as good as the information that it has. So I was thinking about this the other day. If you were to take the history of the United States and literally just you make a database of every event that happened to African Americans or people of color or non-people of color, it doesn't matter. Everything that happened in the United States, and you give it to AI and you say, AI, based on the history of this country and all this information, you go ahead and start making decisions based on what you know, based on the information from our history. AI is going to read that and they're going to say, well, dang, for hundreds of years, African Americans were slaves. Okay, well, yeah, that's a good thing. Let's make them slaves again. It's like AI is only as good as the information that it has. Or it's gonna say like, hey, for X amount of years, like you know, this group of people were treated badly. Okay, well, that's the majority. So let's go this way. I'm going to predict the future and we're going to make it this way. I'm not saying that that's happening. You know, I'm not saying that like AI is just this thing out there and someone's dumb enough to do that. But what I'm saying is that I use that as an example just to show that like we got to make sure that the information coming in is information that's good information, is clean information. It's information that will actually create outcomes that are beneficial and helpful to people, not create outcomes that end up breaking apart society and hurting people. And that's where I think there needs to be some checks and balances in place with AI, just so that it doesn't get out of control. Yeah. It's very, very powerful, especially when you're just automating doing things. Like imagine if every morning you have some, I'm sure some people have this, but like I drink coffee every morning. All right, well, the moment I open my eyes, my coffee pot starts bubbling. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't even have to get up and press the button. Just bam, it happens, and it just knows. And the TV comes on, and the lights dim, and you know, maybe my wife likes John Legend, so some John Legend starts playing in the background to wake her up. You know, so like it's good when there's good information and good things that come in there, but at the same time, it could be terrible. It could say, I want to give Sam a bad day, so let's bust his back window and make the dog start barking. And you know, it could do that. It's powerful enough to do that. So that's my take on that. I don't think it's as scary and as bad as people think. I just think there has to be some responsible folks out there who are actually building these tools because they know the power of it.